Once upon a time, there were a group of tradesmen who were traveling from place to place to sell their goods. On one such travel, they came across a desert which they need to cross. The leader of the tradesmen found out from the people nearby that the desert is too hot during the day and the sun heats up the fine sand so much that even camels cannot walk on it. So it's better to cross during the night, to cross the desert during the night. And he also found out that it takes 3 nights to cross the desert. Now, knowing all this, the leader hired a guide to help them navigate the night travel. All the tradesmen were happy and agreed to the leader's plan. And with the help of the guide, they could travel the first night comfortably, and they camped the second day. And again, they did the same during the second night. They traveled comfortably with the help of the guide. Well, it was the last night. In fact, they've already crossed the desert 3/4. It was just one night for them to reach their next hop. Now, during the last night, the third night, the guide bit relaxed. He fell asleep, and the camel which was carrying him actually turned around, and eventually all the caravans which are carrying the tradesmen, which are pulled by the camels, followed the camel, the guide's camel. And what happened was, by the time the next morning, they all reached the same place where they started the previous night. Everybody realized that they reached the same place where they started the previous night, and they all felt that it was waste of time. And they were also concerned because they're running out of water, drinking water, and it is very difficult to find water in this desert. And there is no way that they could reach the next place without surviving, having sufficient water. And all of them, out of that frustration, they started blaming the leader and said that it was your plan. Now how will we travel the next night without having sufficient water? We may end up giving our lives if we don't find water in this desert. It was so serious concern. Now the leader talked to himself very calmly, and he calmed himself down. He said to himself that if I lose courage now, people's life will be at risk. So I have to calm down and take these guys together. So he decided to look around, and luckily he found some grass, a bunch of grass. And soon he realized that without water it is very difficult for this grass to be grown in this hot desert. So he called his fellow tradesmen and explained them, we are going to dig this grass area and there is a possibility that we might find water. And everybody agreed to it, and they started digging it slowly. After a while, they found a large rock which was very hard to break. Now everybody was stuck again. Now again they started pointing fingers at the leader and said, now this was again your plan. We lost all our energy and we are running short of water. How do we go from there? Then the leader explained to his fellow tradesmen, look my friends, let's not lose hope. We are already halfway through. Let us not give up now. Let's continue to dig, and if we could break this rock, we could find water. But everybody was resisting to do so. Now the wise leader put his ear on the rock and he heard water sound under the rock. And he called his fellow tradesmen and showed them that. And everybody was in excitement. But they can't break that rock. The leader called the strong men from his group and told them, I want you to give your best. Don't give up. If you could pull all your energy together to break this rock, we might succeed. And these strong men put all their effort to break that rock, and eventually they could see the gush of water. They were all overjoyed and filled their pouches with water, and they were happy. And all of them, the third night, comfortably crossed the desert and reached their next place for trading. The leader and the guide made sure that they all stayed together and they were all led by them to the next place. So, my friends, in this story, leadership is a very critical skill for one to possess, especially in difficult times. A leader should never lose hope despite the difficulties both from internal and external sources. Now, in this case, the leader was facing difficulties both from internal and external. His fellow team members, his fellow tradesmen were cursing him, and the situations were not in his favor. In the desert, he still did not lose hope. He calmed down. He talked to himself calmly and told himself that I need to guide these people not to lose hope so that we could achieve success. That is what is very important for leader. Leadership is all about not losing hope in critical situations and also using the resources effectively and efficiently, like the leader used here their strong man to break the rock. It's very important, my friends. Leadership skills are very critical for success, especially in 21st century. A leader should explore all the possibilities in the best interest of their team to reach the team goal eventually. And well, the leader's character is all about don't ever give up. Keep trying all the options. Never give up attitude. That's very important. And keep trying the options until you reach the goal. That's more important for a leader to possess.